Hello and welcome to Third and Long Podcast. I'm your host, Mason Rooney. Joined today by my co-host, who is probably the happiest man on earth right now, Cody Starren. Say hello, Cody. All right, I'll take that as your hello.
I have no words, speaking Mason.
Yeah. Today's episode, we're going to do a quick recap of Week 3, but the meat of this show is going to be me ranting about the Seahawks for, I have no idea how long this is going to be. So, and that's going to kick off this show. So, without further ado, Cody, are you ready for me to go on about how down bad the Seahawks are?
Let me hear it, baby.
The Seahawks are down horrendous. They are playing like absolute trash. At least defensively they are. And boy, Trey Flowers is... We talked about this. We had an argument on which team had the worst cornerback. And I think after watching Sunday's game against the Vikings, I think me and you can both agree that Trey Flowers is the worst player in the NFL. Not just at cornerback, just straight up the worst player in the NFL.
Yeah, you're probably about right.
This man, I will say, Trey Flowers is always healthy. That's the one thing he has going for him. He's always there. But he's never there on the field when you need him, it seems.
At this point, do you want him healthy?
I would rather him be hurt, honestly. I wish no injury upon anyone, but if my choice is between finally Pete Carroll realizing that Trey Flowers isn't that guy and maybe making a cornerback substitution, or stick riding out Trey Flowers and praying to God that he does literally anything but give up 10 yards of reception, I think I'll take the injury and pray that Pete Carroll makes the right decision, doing literally anything. I think I texted you this. I could play better at corner than Trey Flowers is right now. This man, I don't want to spend too much on Trey Flowers because it's not really his fault. It's more so personnel scheme. But the way the Seahawks are running their personnel scheme, it is exposing how truly down bad Trey Flowers really is. After the game, he had an interview, which, you know, I appreciate him taking an interview with how horrendous he was playing. But I'm not gonna quote it, but he basically said fans want him to be Sherman. Which, no, we don't want you to be Sherman. We just want you to stop getting fucking cooked every 4 plays. During the game, NFL Instagram is always like posting highlight plays, and boy, do you know how many of those Vikings plays they put on NFL Instagram were against Trey Flowers? If you look, I imagine 90% of them were. And boy, Trey Flowers is employed. On to someone else who is actually somehow employed, Ken Norton. This man is the worst DC in the league. What the hell is going on with your damn defensive scheme where you decide to blitz every third down, thus leaving your down bad corners on an island with 2 great receivers? It's not even that we're blitzing on third down, it's that we're also blitzing and generating 0 pressure. What is the point of blitzing if you can't do the one thing blitzers are supposed to be doing?
They got pressure once.
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins still made an incredible throw out of it. I could tell you're enjoying this rant I'm going on, Cody. Yeah, you sit there and drink your damn water. Ken Norton should not be running. Ken Norton is the worst defensive play caller in the league. This man.
I wish I had popcorn.
What's up? Oh, yeah.
I wish I had some popcorn for this rant.
Yeah, it is getting hot in here, so. Whew. Boy. This man, I don't know why this man insists on dropping back Carlos Dunlap and Benson Mayowa into coverage repeatedly when you literally have anyone else. Why are you dropping 2 of your 2 best pass rushers into coverage? It makes 0 damn sense of why you would drop 2 of your best. And granted, this team doesn't have great pass rushers, so Carlos Dunlap and Benjamin or by default the best pass rushers on this team. Although Darrell Taylor's looked nice in his limited starts, which I don't know why we aren't playing him more. Ken Norton, I hate Ken Norton. It's the same thing as last year. After that Bills game last week, I'm gonna say week 9. I don't know what the hell happened, but after that Bills game week 9, our defense flipped a switch. I'm hoping that this week, going into week 4, I'm gonna say Sunday night against the Niners, our defense decides to show up, and maybe Pete Carroll and Ken Norton will realize that Trey Flowers is trash, and literally, maybe trying out Sidney Jones, the cornerback he just traded for, who hasn't. I don't think he's played a single snap this year. Maybe try him outside corner. Who knows? Maybe literally, if he's there, if he allows 5 yards of reception, it's twice as good as Trey Flowers' ass. That's the Ken Norton part out of the way. Whew. How you enjoying this, Cody?
This is wonderful. I just want you to keep going. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna enjoy it. We're enjoying Victory Monday on a Tuesday over here, and you're just gonna keep doing you.
All right. Now, on to the real problem of this whole team, probably, is Pete Carroll's ass. This man is so damn stubborn. And after every loss, he says, "Oh man, we have to be more consistent." I mean, to his credit, you guys have been consistent, just consistently bad. And I don't know what the hell to say to that. Like, offensively in the first half, you guys are great. Offensively, second half, you guys disappear. I don't know if that's play call wise or what, or you guys get up big in the first half and just completely shrink the playbook to, hey, run, punt, punt, or whatnot. But Christ, the offensive play calling in the second half is horrendous. And I'll credit that to how bad the defense has been playing, that Russell Wilson literally gets 3 drives in the second half, and he has to make magic out of those 3 drives. Granted, this Seahawks defense could not get off the field at all in the second half. They were allowing I don't even know how long a time of possession. I swear that coming out of halftime this week, it feels like they allowed like the entire third quarter go in that first drive. And the Seahawks are horrendous right now defensively. I think they're the worst. They've allowed the most yardage through 3 weeks, which I think is like at 440 or something, which is downright awful. But like, Russell should not be having to play the most perfect game of football every week just to bail out his shitty defense. Man. You have anything to add, Cody?
Yeah, we didn't even have to play Delvin Cook. We still beat y'all's ass.
Oh, also, I would like to point out that Alexander Madison's 200-yard games both came against the Seahawks. So, God, the Seahawks are down horrendous. And normally at this rate, I'd be like, man, we'd be lucky to get 5 wins. But we really can't afford to get only 5 wins because we don't even have our damn first-round pick this year because we gave it up for Jamal, who I love. But holy crap. I'm pretty much done with my rant. I don't want to get more into it because I feel like I would be here all day. But
Got one more question for you.
Yes, please.
What else is Jamal good at other than blitzing?
No one's really tested him in coverage this year. Like, honestly, no one's really tested him in coverage. Like, maybe once or twice. But
that's fair.
And plus, when he is blitzing, they're having him blitz on the inside, which is the dumbest thing they could do when blitzing Jamal.
The other thing is why would anyone throw anywhere near Jamal Adams when...
Yeah, exactly. Why would you throw at Jamal Adams, who is a very underrated coverage safety after what happened last year, when you could throw at literally the worst cornerback duo in the league? So, I don't know,
It's kind of,
if anyone watched that game, you could visibly tell how pissed off Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams were at their cornerbacks for letting everything up. Also,
yeah.
if you, yardage against the Seahawks corners should not count. I'll say it. Or fancy routes against Seahawks corners should not count.
Oh, but it does.
I know it does, but cooking Trey Flowers is like cooking your grandma. It's literally the easiest thing to do. Anyway, we're gonna quickly go through the week 3 games because we are kind of short on time this week. So, let's start off with some of the highlight games of the week. Did you watch any KC LA?
Not really. I
Uh,
know that Herbert looked phenomenal. I know that Patrick Mahomes looked mortal.
the Chiefs team feels or in a slump, which I think this is like the first time they've been last place since like I want to say like 09, I think they said. It's been
But
a
I will
it's
point
been a
out,
minute since they've been
did
last.
notice,
What's up?
I have not watched a whole lot of Chiefs games, but the defense for the Chiefs is allowing like 30.5 points a game, which I'm sorry, that's not going to win you football games regardless of who's your quarterback.
I know. Look at Seattle.
Patrick Mahomes is still putting up 27, 28, 29 points per game.
It's
But that defense is
the KC right now.
so
KC right now feels like AFC Seattle. They're relying too heavily on their star QB to bail them out when they're playing. The defense is down bad.
Yeah, honestly, if you would have watched that game and you would have known nothing about the NFL, you would have thought Kirk Cousins was the star player and Russell Wilson was the better than average quarterback.
Yeah, but it's like Russell didn't even play a bad game. It's like, but
No, it's just
he
he
has
never
to
got the
play
ball.
perfect. He has to play perfect in order for Seattle to
And
win.
he never had that ball in the second half.
Yeah, like I said, he only had the ball 3 times in the second half because his defense could not get off the field.
Right.
So this feels like KC feels like AFC Seattle right now. They are relying too heavily on Patty, and they're asking him to play perfect in order for him to bail out the defense when they are playing bad. But other than that, Herbert looks like that guy. He is 100% that guy right now.
Yeah, he's on fire right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure how high you would have him. He's probably, what do you say, he's a top 10 QB right now, or just outside?
There's a lot of good QB play right now.
There is. You know, I'll say this is probably the best year of quarterbacks, minus like 2 or 3.
Minus all the rookies.
Yeah, minus. Speaking of which, all the rookies were down bad this week.
Absolutely. They're just.
And I don't want to,
effective.
like, it's not necessarily each of the rookies' fault. I mean, like, I'm looking at the. Justin Fields never had a chance at all. That man was fighting for his life.
Did you hear Dan Orlovsky on ESPN?
I think he sent me it. But, like, they should fire Matt Nagy because he. I forgot what it said, but
It was either incompetence or
unprepared or something like that.
yeah, you just didn't care.
Yeah, it was terrible. Shout out to Myles Garrett though. Did you see that play of Myles Garrett just hitting the ultimate
Sidestep.
Yeah,
He got faster in that sidestep, and then he just slowed down.
I know. It was the most beautiful defensive move I've ever seen.
There's no stopping it either.
There is no way he could stop that.
I'm terrified that he's gonna slap one of those moves on Rashad Hill this week.
Oh, you know, absolutely, he's going to. On the bright side, Cody, me and you could enjoy loser Monday together.
Why?
Seahawks are losing next week. I don't. After the performance I saw last week, I have no confidence in the Seahawks at all this year.
Okay, we're winning.
Are you guys are playing the Browns, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, you guys are not winning. Anyway, moving on to Arizona Jacksonville. That's what you expected. Kyler Murray didn't actually have the best game though, and Jags were actually in it until Trevor threw that pick 6 coming out of half. So.
Yay, Trevor, you suck.
Washington football team is still lacking a name and offense.
And defense.
Well, they were playing the Bills, so I'll let it pass one more time.
Well, they're still missing the first 2 weeks too, though.
I mean, the first week, I think who they played. It doesn't matter. They were missing during the Giants game. I know that kind of. I don't remember who they played week 1.
The Chargers.
Oh yeah, and they barely. Or it was a close game.
4 points.
Yeah. Colts Titans. Derrick Henry's still that guy. I hate him. Although. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this during my rant. I have a completely updated shit list for the NFL now. As you know, Cody, I have a list of players I hate, and I have them ranked in my shit list. Number 1 is Trey Flowers. Number 2 is Ken Noren. Number 3 is Pete Carroll. Number 4 is Seahawks defense. And number 5 is Aaron Donald. Thus moving Derrick Henry down to 6. So. Saints Patriots. We got week 1 Jameis back to an extent. And Mac Jones looked bad. But Saints are pretty good. Falcons.
I think we didn't get week 2 Jameis.
Yeah, thank God. Falcons got the first dub of their year, going up against a winless Giants team. Young Hoku is the second best kicker in the league.
That Giants team can officially panic, right?
Absolutely. They should have hit the panic button week 2 after that. After the way that game ended. Bengals Steelers. Big Ben is 100% washed, right?
Yeah, there's nothing left in him. Which, the only bad part about Big Ben being washed this year is I feel like people are gonna look too heavily on what he's been doing these last 3 years. They're gonna forget what he did the first 10 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I feel these last 3 years is probably gonna hurt. Might not look good on his legacy, or at least how people view his legacy.
Right, because people are so short-sighted, they forget that he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah. Also,
I mean,
Joey Burrow looked good. Joey Burrow looked great.
You know who looks better than Joey Burrow?
Who?
Jamar Chase.
Did you know he has more touchdowns than Penei Sewell? I think that was the right choice.
I saw that earlier.
I think it was the right choice. If you look at it, if numbers don't lie, he has 4 whole more touchdowns than Penei Sewell.
But if you also look at it, there really was no wrong choice there because Sewell is balling out right now in Detroit.
Yeah. So, shout out to the Bengals for making the quote-unquote right choice, even though there really wasn't a right choice.
And it just sucks that Sewell's in Detroit.
Yeah, he's going to be there for 5 years. And then probably extra because he's going to get a bag from Detroit.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to spend a little bit of time on Baltimore-Detroit. This was not a great game from Lamar, really, but that's not why we're talking about this game. We're talking about this game because Justin Tucker is the greatest kicker of all time, and I will not accept anything else other than Justin Tucker being the greatest kicker of all time.
I still say he's number 2.
Behind Vinatieri?
Just because Vinatieri did it for 20 years.
Well, I imagine Justin Tucker's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, I'm just saying, once he does it for 20 years, absolutely, he's the best kicker of all time.
But Justin Tucker, I'm not gonna argue that because I think those are the top 2 kickers of all time. But I'm just gonna try to bolster my case for Justin Tucker being greatest kicker of all time. He has the longest field goal. He now has the longest field goal of all time by I think 2 yards or something like that.
Yep.
He is the most accurate kicker of all time, I believe statistically. And that's about it. I mean, when it comes to kicking, I think those are 2 of the most important stats. How far you can kick and how accurate you can kick. And he's at the top of both of those. So
the only thing that Vinatieri really has on him is the moments that he's kicked in. I mean, Vinatieri has kicked in some legendary moments.
He did win Brady, I think, was it his first or second ring?
I forget.
But anyway, He did win
And he was
Tom Brady
there
one of his
for.
early rings.
And he was there. He won Peyton Manning one of them. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe I don't know
Pretty
if
sure he.
I don't know if he won it for him. He might have, honestly.
Yeah, it's so fun. That's so long ago. I was like 2 years old.
Yeah, I was a baby.
I was a fetus.
I was a fat Asian baby. On to afternoon games and Jets Broncos. Who cares? It's the Jets. They got destroyed by the Broncos, who are good. But how good do you think the Broncos are truly?
Well, let's see. Who do they play this week?
I have no idea. Broncos week 4.
Ravens. We'll find out this week.
Yeah. Broncos are such a weird team right now because they're undefeated, yes, but the teams they played against are combined 0-9. So
We'll see how they play against the Ravens. I'll tell
yeah,
you how good they are.
yeah, this Ravens game is a true litmus test for them. Dolphins Raiders went to overtime. I don't know if you watched the end of regulation, but Raiders allowed Jacoby to run in for a 2-yard rushing touchdown. It was pretty funny. Because it was a 4th down play, 2 seconds left on the clock. Jacoby does like a boot out, and then just the Red Sea parts, and then he just kind of walks in. I don't know if that's probably the most Raiders way for a game to end. Also, not only did they get the touchdown, they needed the 2-point conversion, and they got it. So it feels like a very Raiders way to end it, but they did walk out with the dub and are still undefeated. And I don't know if you saw, but I think they're the first team to start 3-0 after beating the three opponents they beat were all had 10 wins last year. So.
And also Daniel Carlson, he may have won the game for him. But he also secured the dub in the fantasy league for me, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Round of applause for Daniel Carlson and his leg. All right. Bucks Rams. This was a pretty good game. I think Tom Brady had like 4 touchdowns or something, but still walked out with the L. This Rams team is hands down the best team in the league, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The hottest team right now.
Who do you think is the second best to them? Probably Arizona, right?
Just so you know, Tom Brady only had 1 touchdown.
He only had 1 touchdown? Why do I feel like he had more touchdowns?
I take it back. He had 1 passing and 1 rushing.
Oh, okay. Still, I felt like he had more touchdowns that game.
He was also the Buccaneers' leading rusher.
That makes sense. I mean, how the hell is he the leading rusher?
He had 14 yards.
Damn, how down bad is this Tampa Bay rushing? This is the week of everyone being down bad, it seems. Holy hell. Anyway, Rams the best team in the league, yada, yada, yada. Who's the second best team? I'd say either Arizona or Tampa.
Yeah, probably. I think I'd say Arizona, but they struggled with the Jaguars for some strange reason.
Also, we forgot to talk about in the Jaguars game the kick 6, longest play in NFL history. It's completely glossed over that. That was wild.
Yeah,
Gus Johnson's great.
Like McAfee said earlier today, that was supposed to be a huge moment for that guy, Matt Prater. And that's what every kicker dreams of, is breaking that record. And that's supposed to be a huge moment for him. Instead, it turned into an absolute kicker's nightmare.
Also, his record got broken, so just a double whammy for him.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Alabama fans know exactly how they feel right now.
Absolutely. It was pretty fun. It was pretty cool to watch, though. Gus Johnson's a great commentator, by the way.
He's goated. I mean, he's probably one of the.
We need a Gus Johnson Tony Romo Super Bowl cast. Could you imagine that?
I'm pretty psyched though. This week the Vikings got Kevin Harlan in the booth.
Nice. Oh yeah, Mark Sanchez was calling the Seahawks game this week, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How was he? I didn't get to listen because I was at a bar watching it.
I was at the game.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How was that? Man, if you would have told me a week in advance, I would have bought tickets to fly down to Minnesota.
Yeah. It was just kind of a Sunday morning kind of deal.
Yeah, no, I get it. It happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to Sunday night. And boy, That was the last 52 seconds. That's all Aaron Rodgers, or like 30 seconds or something. That's all Aaron Rodgers needs apparently.
37, baby.
Man, if only women were satisfied with 37 seconds. Am I right?
Wait, you give him 37 seconds?
Man, I'm lucky to get past 5.
Amen.
Anyway, while we're not talking about sexual innuendos, Aaron Rodgers is still that guy. He had a shitty week 1, but he's bounced back great.
I don't know why people ever thought that he wasn't gonna be that guy because
I think people are just.
he had
I think people were just so caught up in the drama, like, oh man, is Aaron Rodgers throwing? Is he trying to make the Packers look bad? Type of stuff.
That's not at all what Aaron Rodgers does, though.
No, that Aaron Rodgers does not strike me as a guy that's going to throw for content.
No, he's gonna go out there, win the Super Bowl, shove it up people's ass, and
walk
move
away.
on with life.
He's gonna walk away from Green Bay after winning the Super Bowl. You heard it here,
And
folks.
all these media people can just talk all this shit and they can say all this bullshit that they want. At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is gonna have the larger bank account and a Super Bowl ring on his finger.
Now, alongside those 3 MVPs, should only have 2.
Absolutely.
He stole one from JJ Watt. Anyway,
Yeah, that's fair.
also, I wanted to ask you this question: when do you think the Niners are going to move on from Jimmy? You didn't really have a bad game per se, but
I just feel like that offense has so many more opportunities to be great when you have a guy with the mobility of Trey Lance.
Yeah, but they've been winning. They've looked great. They look fine without Trey Lance in. Jimmy's been managing fine.
I feel like this might be a Colin Kaepernick 2.0 kind of situation.
Just waiting for Jimmy to inevitably go down.
I mean, he goes down every year.
Minus the Super Bowl year.
Yeah, minus the Super Bowl year.
That was the one year he was like mostly healthy.
But I mean, he's gonna probably get hurt at some point.
You would think.
Even if it's not a season-ending injury. I mean, Trey Lance will probably come in. He'll ball out because he's that guy, and hopefully he doesn't make a deep playoff run because that means that the Vikings and the Seahawks aren't in it. But
I have no hope in the Seahawks, so I really hope they prove me wrong. But as of right now, my confidence meter in the Seahawks is at an all-time low.
Doesn't Pete Carroll always find a way, though?
He does, which is incredible. But I need to see it to believe it still.
That's fair.
Monday night, it was an absolute domination by the Cowboys. They look great offensively, defensively. But I think this raises a lot of questions for Philly. Is Hurts that guy?
Maybe.
I'm not completely sold on Hurts. Granted, he had a great week 1, and he's kind of been mediocre week 2 and 3. Mediocre at best. Granted, I don't know if it's because I don't even know why he's kind of slightly regressed these last few weeks, but
right.
So I think Eagles need to kind of fit. Who knows? Maybe it's the coach. Maybe Solari's not that guy.
Hey, like Jalen Hurts said, they're not. When you go take number 2, you don't sit there and look back at it. You just flush her down the toilet and you let her go.
Although I did see someone quote tweet that saying, if it was a big enough deuce, you kind of have to look at it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think this was one of those big deuces that you kind of have to look back at.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
So, speaking of being that guy, why don't we play another round of that guy or bye-bye, Cody? Are you in?
All right. Let me hear him.
All right. This is going to be a mixture of players, not just quarterbacks. So there will be quarterbacks, there will be other players. Are you ready?
Yep.
Sam Darnold.
He's that guy.
Are you sold on Sam Darnold?
So far, yeah. I mean, he's shown me nothing that would make me think that he's not. I mean, he's played very solid football for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, Carolina's undefeated. Granted, they haven't exactly played the best of teams, but they are still undefeated nonetheless. And Sam Darnold has looked fantastic through those 3 games. It was never he was never the problem in New York. I will repeatedly say that.
Now Let's see how well he does now that he doesn't have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, this is gonna be I don't know who they play next week, but it's gonna be a big. I don't want to say big challenge for him, but it's gonna be something to keep an eye on. They play the
It's
Cowboys.
definitely an obstacle for him.
Yeah, it's definitely an obstacle. Urban Meyer through 3 weeks. Is he that guy, or are you wishing him bye bye?
I'm still say he's probably that guy for now.
He's that guy for now.
For now, once he starts learning, because I like I guess it's kind of like the same way that Stafford said on the Monday night broadcast. The hardest part about going to a new place is forgetting the old stuff.
That's fair.
So I'm guessing once Urban Meyer kind of forgets how to coach college and learns how to coach professional, he probably won't be that bad.
Yeah, that's
He's a
very.
very smart dude and he can adapt to a whole lot of different situations. So
Yeah,
I feel like eventually he's gonna be that guy.
yeah. Matt Nagy.
See ya.
You're wishing him a
That was,
farewell.
that was terrible, man.
Yeah,
I honestly thought he was
that was a.
trying to lose that.
I don't know. I don't even know what the game plan was. I think in the
I mean,
second half, I
yeah,
think the game plan was don't get sacked, and that obviously worked well.
the problem is that it looked like he just came in there with no packages for Justin Fields.
Yes, it was very weird.
I mean,
It was
it
very
looked like
weird.
he just fully entrusted that Andy Dalton was going to play all 17 games this year.
Yeah, it's like he had nothing prepared for Justin Fields at all this year.
And that's like the worst thing you could do as a coach is not prepare for the worst.
Yeah. Taylor Heineke.
That's a tough one
It is
because he's not necessarily the number
bad.
one guy over there. I mean, he's technically the number two guy, and as a backup quarterback,
He's pretty good.
He's definitely that
He's
guy.
he's a top 5 backup QB.
But if you're gonna try to name him as your week one starter, I wouldn't say he's that guy. But just because he's the number two guy over there, I'm gonna say he's that guy because he's one hell of a backup quarterback.
All right, that's a very fair assessment. Jameis Winston.
God, I don't know it, man.
Right? He is
Sending me
the
on a
most
whole
polarizing
ass
player.
roller coaster. He's sending me on a whole ass roller coaster right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, 2 good games to 1 bad game. I'm gonna say that guy just because he's had one more good game than bad game.
All right. Robert Saleh and the Jets in general.
I'll say they're probably that guy that just need time.
All right. Yeah.
Again, Robert Saleh, never been a NFL head coach. Wasn't exactly given a whole lot of sports cars in that team. He's been given a whole lot of Toyota Corollas. So, I'd say give him 2 years and then reassess what he's done in those 2 years.
All right. Derek Carr. I think we both know he's that guy, but I just want to.
He's that guy. I just want to see him put it together for an entire season.
Yeah.
That's the one knock on Derek Carr.
Yeah. Seahawks Cornerback Duo.
That guy.
Absolutely that guy. We saw how well they were guarding that guy too.
I love watching Seattle struggle.
I will not comment. Jimmy G.
That's tough because if you were to put in Trey Lance and he's in there and he's playing good football and he's balling out, I say bye bye. But since I haven't seen Trey Lance play, I'm gonna say he's that guy because he wins football games. He's a good game manager and he's just a good option to have at quarterback. I mean, he's a lot better than some of these other teams got.
Yeah. Zeke.
God, again, I want to say bye bye on him, but he played really good last night.
Yeah.
But then again, that Eagles defense isn't anything special.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, they have Darius Slay, who I just now remember they have. They have Fletcher Cox, who had a pick six, a negative 1 yard pick six.
And there's that Hargrave guy.
Yeah. Besides that, their defense is nothing really special.
Right, so there's nothing really special over there, and he made them look kind of silly last night. But
Yeah.
you can also blame that, and if you watch that game, they ran a lot of cover two.
Yeah.
They didn't really man anybody up there, and they didn't really ever stack the box against them. So you just faced a whole lot of 4 or 5 man fronts.
Fronts,
So
yeah. Speaking of Eagles, Jalen Hurts.
probably bye bye. I mean, he's not really shown me,
He hasn't shown that he could be that guy, at least yet.
and it seems like a lot of times his first instinct was just to take off and run.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want in your quarterback. I would not be surprised if at some point this year you see a little bit of Gardner Minshew.
I forgot Gardner Minshew's in Philly. They also have Flacco.
Yeah, but they're gonna put Minshew in there before Flacco,
You think?
guarantee it. But probably
Mobile?
he's more versatile.
I,
Flacco can't do some of those packages that Jalen Hurts does. So,
I guess.
and not saying that Minshew can, but he can do it better.
Yeah. Nick Solari.
Sirianni, is that the Eagles coach?
Yeah. Is that how you say his name? I thought it was Solari.
No, it's Nick
Sirianni?
Sirianni.
All right. Nick Sirianni.
Uh, he's another guy where I think that
You just have to give him
when
time.
when he's not on the mic, he's actually a very high IQ, football IQ kind of guy. No, no, those situations you gotta give it a time. He sounds like a doofus on the mic,
He
but I bet
does.
you behind closed doors, he probably knows what's going on. Otherwise, the players would have said something by now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I think you just had to give him more time to. He seems very socially awkward guy, which is fine. You could be,
Right.
but maybe just give it some time to get more accustomed to being the head coach of a NFL football team.
Absolutely.
Having the spotlight on you, it's not. I wouldn't imagine it's a very easy thing to do. Go from, I think it was a Colts DC or something. He was a Colts.
Sirianni?
Yeah, he was a. I think it was part of the Colts.
I think so too.
Being a Colts assistant coach, going from that to Philadelphia, where Philadelphia is a diehard sports city, as you could tell by the whole Ben Simmons stuff.
Yeah, they want that man's head.
They do, but you just got to give him time. He seems like a good coach. You might not have the right pieces around, or might not have the right pieces on the team yet. So
Right.
yeah, and that's it for. Oh, do you want to quickly talk about this terrible Thursday night game we have? Jacksonville
What even is this?
Jacksonville at Cincinnati.
I wanted to throw up when I looked at the schedule for this week.
Yeah. So
There's n-
there's Cincinnati's winning. I'll say by 2 touchdowns, and Urban Meyer is just gonna continue to not look great this year. Thoughts?
can we? Yeah, I mean Jacksonville's dog water.
Yeah. So
We both agree that there's no good primetime games this week.
Seahawks Niners is prime. Oh no, they're not prime. I thought they were prime time.
No.
No. I mean the Sunday and Monday looks good. Bucks at Patriots.
Oh shit. I thought the Monday night game was Chiefs Eagles.
Oh
My
no,
bad.
it's Raiders Chargers, which is gonna be a great game.
That's gonna be a good game.
I'm excited for that
I'm
game.
not. So the Bucks Patriots is not gonna be a good game. It's just.
It's probably not. It's the storyline mainly. It's a storyline game.
I mean, it's gonna be Bucks by 50, but we'll talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah. And anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed my rant that I went off on in the beginning. I know Cody did. And week 3 week 3 didn't really exactly have a whole lot of great football, minus the select games we did talk about.
Hey Mason, you want to do it with me?
No, I'm actually just gonna end this recording right now before you could even do it. Also, follow, like, comment, subscribe, do the whole thing. Follow me on my socials up here. Don't follow Cody because he's an asshole. Follow our socials down there, and I will see you. We will both see you all on the next episode. Bye bye.